A woman heard strange noises in her new home, and when she checked upstairs, she was shocked. Jane had just moved into her cozy new house when her first night turned into a nightmare. In the middle of the night, loud bangs from above startled her awake. Jane's heart was racing as she grabbed her phone. She used its light to guide her through the dark hallway toward the small ladder leading to the space above. She paused, knowing it was barely big enough to crawl in. But as she pulled down the ladder, the noise started again, steady and unsettling. Jane lifted her phone, its light revealing food wrappers and old clothes scattered around. In the middle of the mess was a rolled-out sleeping bag. Her heart pounded harder when she noticed something half-hidden under a pile of clothes, a phone. She reached for it, and when the screen lit up, Jane couldn't believe her eyes. Jane stood frozen, staring at the phone's screen. It showed a boy's face she didn't recognize. Who could he be? And why had he been in her home? The strange discovery pushed her tiredness aside as she tried to make sense of it all. This wasn't just a prank or a random intruder. It felt personal. Determined to find answers, Jane called the police. When they arrived, they searched the space above but didn't find anyone. One officer paused when he noticed a name tag on one of the clothes. "This is from a school uniform," he said, pointing to the name on it. Jane's heart sank as she realized it matched the last name of the previous homeowners. The officer checked records while Jane waited anxiously. Minutes felt like hours until he returned with news. The family who lived there before had reported their son missing 2 weeks before Jane moved in. The phone belonged to him. Jane's pulse quickened as she understood. This wasn't just someone passing through. It was a missing boy who had found refuge in the only place he felt safe. The boy must have left before the police arrived, but he had been living there unnoticed. Jane spent the night restless, her mind filled with worry. Early the next morning, she heard soft footsteps and a familiar sound, the groan of the floorboards. She turned and saw the boy peeking out cautiously, his eyes filled with fear. Jane's calm, understanding expression encouraged him to step out. The reunion happened quickly once Jane called the police again to inform them that he had returned. His family rushed to her house, tears streaming down their faces as they hugged him tightly. Jane watched the scene, feeling emotional, yet relieved. The mystery of the stranger in her home had turned into a story of loss, fear, and an unexpected reunion that Jane would never forget. For the first time since moving in, Jane felt at peace.